Good day, everyone, especially to our Professor Dr. Elenita Garde Cuenca. I am Jovelyn Gloria Justo, and I will be discussing the Republic Act 9155. So, are you ready to learn with me? If yes, then let's start. Okay, so here's our objectives for today's lesson. First is discuss the Republic Act 9155, and second, appreciate the importance of implementing RA 9155 in Department of Education. So, Republic Act 9155 is an act instituting a framework of governance for basic education, establishing authority and accountability, renaming the Department of Education, Culture, and Sports as the Department of Education, and for the other purposes. So, when we say RA 9155, it means that it is Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001. So we also have here the declaration of policy. It is the policy of the state to protect and promote the right of all citizens to quality basic education. It has vision to make such education accessible to all. So when we say all, it means that it is compulsory education in the elementary level. So followed by providing all Filipino children education in high school level, a free education for all. So in this way, everybody, regardless of your status in life, regardless of your age, everybody has a complete right to education. Okay, so in this act, we also have alternative learning system. So when we say alternative learning system, it is for out-of-school youth and adult learners. So the state not only gives its focus to younger learners, but also it offers alternative learning system, also known as ALS or AL. So the focus of out-of-school youth and adult learners, they should be taught the knowledge, skills, and values that they needed to be productive and good citizen of the land. So we also have here the school. So we all know that the school will always be related to education. So in this act, the school is known as the heart of the formal education system. So it is where the children learn, and the school shall a single aim, and that aim is to provide the best possible education for all learners. So again, when we say all learners, regardless of their age, their status in life, as long as they wanted to learn, we call them as learners. Next, we have here the governance. So the governance, where the policy and principle for the governance of basic education shall be translated in programs, projects, and services developed, adopted, and offered to fit local needs. So we have here the national level, regions, divisions, schools, and learning center. And we also have the state. So the state shall encourage local initiatives for improving the quality of basic education. So when we say local initiatives, it is not just the Department of Education whom should promote education, but also there should be a collaboration between the parents, the Department of Education, the faculty, I mean the teacher, and the school officials when it comes to promoting education. Next, the purpose and objective of the Act. So these are the purposes and objectives of this Republic Act. So the first one is to provide the framework for the governance of basic education. So the framework that will be created through this Republic Act that will serve as the standard or the guide. So again, to provide the framework for the governance of basic education, which shall set the general directions for educational policies and standards and establish authority, accountability, and responsibility for achieving higher learning outcome. Of course, there should be a framework, there should be a skeleton of what the Department of Education should do or what are their plans. So again, through this Republic Act, there will be a framework, and through that framework, that will serve as a guide for the Department of Education. So we have here national levels, regions, divisions, schools, and learning center. So to define the roles and responsibilities and provide resources to the field offices which shall implement educational programs, projects, and services they serve. So of course, it is very important that each of them dapat meron talagang roles so that they would know if what are the tasks that are specifically designed for them. And at the same time, hindi sila magsasapawan o magtuturuan ng mga gawain kasi nga may specific task bawat department. Next, another purpose of this Republic Act is to make schools and learning centers the most important vehicle for the teaching and learning of national values and for developing in the Filipinos learners' love of the country and pride in its heritage. So, of course, the school, di ba, dapat yung paaralan talaga ay hindi lang maging way para matuto sila ng mga academic matters but also for them to learn national values such as pagiging magalang, mapagmahal sa sariling bansa, and also to know their customs and traditions as Filipino. Next is to ensure that schools and learning centers receive the kind of focused attention they serve and that educational programs, project, and services take into account the interests of all members of the community. So again, kailangan yung atensyon na karapat-dapat para sa educational programs ay maibigay para kung ano man yung pangangailangan ng mga learners ay maibigay din. Next is to enable the schools and learning centers to reflect the values of community by allowing teachers or the learning facilities and other staffs to have the flexibility to serve the needs of all learners. So basically, it's a learner-based and whatever the learners needs, it must be given to them. So that's why, syempre, we as school personnel or staffs that is working related to the field of education, we shall also be flexible kasi magkakaiba ang mga learners na ating may encounter. So, hindi porket nag-work dun sa ibang learners yung ating strategies, it doesn't mean na magwo-work din yun sa ibang learners. So, we need to be flexible. Next is to encourage local initiatives for the improvement of the schools and learning centers and provide the means by which these improvements may be achieved and sustained. So, dapat merong local initiatives. Again, the initiatives must be a collaboration of the LGU, the parents, the teachers, and all of the stakeholders. So again, kailangan may participation lahat at may collaboration para ma-reach natin yung goal which is to provide quality education for everybody. So next is to establish schools and learning centers as facilities when school children are able to learn a range of core competencies prescribed for elementary and high school education programs, where the out-of-school youth and adult learners are provided alternative learning programs and receive accreditation for at least the equivalent of high school education. So, to establish schools and learning centers, dapat makater niya lahat. Again, hindi lang yung mga school children, pati na din yung mga out of school youth. And syempre, learners that have special needs. So, whatever the rules that school was implementing, wag nating kalimutan na nasa batas pa din yung to give everyone a chance or let's say to give everybody access to education. Again, regardless of their age and their status in life, hindi dahilan ng kanilang pagkakaiba ng status sa buhay at kanilang edad para i-deprive natin sa kanila yung education. And again, huwag kalimutan na nasa batas. As we are discussing now, the RA 9155 and the out-of-school youth, the students of ALS or the ALS, they play a vital role in the quality of education as well. Okay, so let's proceed to our assessment. Here's the 3 questions. Number 1, why education is important in our lives? Number 2, give at least one good thing about RA 9155. And number 3, why is it important to have a governance and framework in education? Thank you for listening, and now here's a short video clip to support my topic on my report. Let's watch it.
Education is one of the most important aspects of our lives. When we refer to education, we're referring to more than the ability to read and write, but also the idea of taking information and shaping how we think and live. In a world where there's an unequal spread of teaching in schools, the importance of education becomes very clear. While education is a necessity for some children in more economically developed countries, in less economically developed countries, it may be a luxury. From this, there are numerous reasons why education is so important in our life. Self-dependent. Education provides you with the financial capabilities to become independent and able to look after yourself financially. It also provides you with the knowledge to make decisions and have an opinion of your own. Lifestyle. If you have a higher level of education, you'll get a higher paid job. As a result, you'll have a higher salary with more disposable income, meaning that you can afford a bigger home, nicer car, and luxuries such as holidays, gadgets, or things which interest you. Without an education, these items may not be affordable. Health. Facts and figures show that when a female has a better literacy rate and higher level of education, the child mortality rate drops. This also means that children will be brought up in healthier surroundings, as well-educated people are more likely to have better jobs. Life skills. By studying and gaining an education, you become a more advanced person. You're able to decipher problems, use thinking skills, work with others, manage information, and use logic and reasoning. These skills are important on a day-to-day basis and are vital to develop a well-rounded human being. Social interactions. By attending school from a young age, you develop the social ability to interact with a wide range of people. The longer you attend school, you increase your ability to communicate with others, sharing ideas and opinions that you form independently. Economic growth. A country with a higher population with a high level of education leads to a successful growth in the economy. Jobs move away from the low-paid agriculture sector towards the tertiary and quaternary sector where a higher income can be made. This money will then be pumped back into the country's economy through jobs, taxes, and products produced. Equality. Education helps empower women in a country, providing equal opportunities for all. It also helps to create equality through all social classes and races. Education helps break down barriers and leads to a nation where all are treated fairly. Education helps to provide lifelong skills for you, raising your standard of living and helping to improve the economy of the country that you live in.
Thank you so much for watching my video lesson. This is uploaded on my YouTube channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe.